In the dusty village of Bherampur, where the morning smelled of wet earth and wood smoke, lived an old pot maker named Raghu. His hands were cracked like the fields after summer, yet when they touched clay, they moved with the grace of a monsoon breeze. Everyone said Raghu's pots carried a warmth no machine-made vessel could match, like they remembered every hand that held them. But Raghu wasn't wealthy. His workshop was a leaning mud shack beside the tamarind tree, and he worked from sunrise until the moon slipped over the rooftops. His only helper was his young grandson, Hari, a curious boy with bright eyes and a heart that burned to prove itself. One afternoon, as the two shaped a large water pot, a stranger rode into the village on a motorbike. He wore dark glasses and a smirk that didn't reach his eyes. He introduced himself as Prakash, the new contractor building a highway nearby. "I need 50 large pots by the end of the week," Prakash said, tapping his shoe impatiently. "For labor quarters. I'll pay well, but only if every pot is perfect." Hari's eyes widened. 50 pots meant a month's income in a single order. Raghu hesitated. His old hands were slow now. Rushing would risk breakage. But the offer could help him repair the roof before winter. "I'll do my best," he said quietly. That evening, Raghu began shaping the first batch, turning the wheel slowly, carefully. But Hari, eager to impress his grandfather and prove he could handle the craft, picked up a half-formed pot and began smoothing it roughly. "Not like that, beta," Raghu said gently. "The clay must be guided, not forced." Hari frowned. "But I'm doing it the right way. You are just too slow." Raghu sighed but didn't scold him. Instead, he let the boy continue. By the third day, the pots dried under the sun. Raghu inspected them carefully. 7 of Hari's pots had hairline cracks, thin as a thread but enough to shatter once filled with water. Hari's pride swelled. "See, Dadaji, I finished my share faster than you." Before Raghu could answer, Prakash arrived. He walked through the rows, kicking the pots to test their strength. When he reached Hari's, one shattered immediately. Then another, and another. Prakash's face twisted. "Are you trying to cheat me? These are useless. I'm not paying for garbage." He stormed off, leaving all 50 pots rejected. Hari's face drained of color. Rage and shame welled in his chest. "Dadaji, why didn't you stop me? You knew they were wrong." Raghu sat beside him, placing a calm hand on the boy's shaking shoulder. "Hari, sometimes being right is not as important as being wise." Hari looked up through tears. "You believed your way was right," Raghu said softly. "If I had argued, you would have felt insulted. You needed to learn not by my words, but by the clay itself." He held up a cracked pot, sunlight passing through its wound. "Clay is like life. If you push too hard to be right, it breaks. If you work with patience, it holds." Hari buried his face in Raghu's kurta and cried. "I only wanted to help." "And you will," Raghu whispered. "But with wisdom, not pride." Together, they began again, slowly, humbly, side by side. And by the next week, they molded not 50, but 60 pots, each one strong, each one whole. Moral: be wise, not right.